Deborah!
Train my dragon, Deborah!
I know. Okay, so Jay Baruchel in this movie sounds a lot like Ray Romano from fucking...
Alright, no, okay,
How to Train Your Trilogy. The Lost World is coming out soon.
We have
not
tickets.
seen any How to Train Your Dragon. None of us have seen any of them, but we've heard
Good
things about them. So we're watching How to Train Your Dragon and How to Train Your Dragon 2, and then we're going to watch How to Train Your Dragon 3 Matrix Reloaded.
Going into it, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was going to be fun. I've heard it was really good, but people like to overhype animated movies, so...
I was thinking the same thing. People like to overhype animated movies. I've heard this is the best thing DreamWorks has ever made.
Yeah, that's not Shrek 2.
I thought I had seen this movie already. I haven't. I've seen, like, clips of it. Yeah. I guess it was on in the background when, like, my little sister watched it, probably. I don't know.
I've seen most of this movie, I realized. I've seen, like, a majority of the middle.
I really like the dragon scenes.
Yeah.
And I think the human scenes are also pretty good, too.
Some of the animation was weird at the beginning, you're right.
Yeah, weird
that was either the platform we watched it on or just...
Yeah, we definitely got it on a fresh illegal site. No, How to Train Your Dragon is a really good movie. It holds up.
Yeah,
it's only been like 5 or 10 years or so.
It's
like,
been 9 years. It came out in 2010.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, it holds up pretty well.
It was pretty decent.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked a lot of part of the end. The end was
I
really
would
good.
refer to this as a fresh banger. This is a
it
great
was
movie.
good.
Fresh banger,
like, actually good. It's not the best thing DreamWorks has ever done.
No, not at all.
But,
actually, it's up there. I think
it's definitely,
might be
I'd say top 5.
I think it might be silver or gold medal.
I'd say top 5.
Well, that's because there's 4 Shrek movies.
No, I like Ants.
So what are the parts we didn't like?
I like Ants. Oh, Jay Baruchel.
No, okay. I like Jay Baruchel.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna say.
Jay Baruchel too.
I'm not gonna say I don't like Jay Baruchel because he did great. Like, I don't have a problem.
I think he was the perfect cast for the character.
Yeah,
definitely not. No, his voice, like, this is a badass Viking movie, and Jay Baruchel's like, Deborah.
But he's not a badass Viking. That's the point.
My brother's Brad Garrett, Deborah.
But he could have sounded like they all had Scottish accents, and he sounded like.
Yeah, but Vikings aren't Scottish.
That's on purpose, because him and the love interest both had American accents.
I don't like the kids don't have accents, but the adults do.
That didn't bother me.
It didn't make sense. Because you learn your speech dialect from your parents.
Well, I know why it's like that. It's because they want to appeal to people in America.
Yeah.
But...
it also makes it seem exotic and foreign.
It also makes it seem like it doesn't really... like, if you break it down with any kind of thought process, it kind of, like, falls apart. Like,
yeah. And granted, it's an animated movie for kids. I shouldn't be thinking about it, but at the same time...
No, you should think about movies for kids. That's just the wrong thing to think about. You shouldn't focus on why character A is... You should be focusing on the themes and messages. And it delivered on themes and messages.
Oh, yeah, it did. I'm not discrediting the movie for that. I'm just saying I did not like that part.
I'm just saying that speaks more to the quality of the film. The one thing you didn't like is certain characters didn't have accents.
Yeah.
If that's your biggest negative.
The little animation bits, if that was part of it.
I can look past that, though. Either for age or for where we got the movie from.
The blind stupidity of some of the characters.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, well, we're keeping this brief because this movie came out 9 years ago. So, out of 10.
I'd say, about an 8.
I'm feeling an 8.
I'm giving it an 8.
It's pretty fucking solid.
I'm giving it a 9.
That's fair.
It was a banger.
I'm excited to see more of these characters and not in shitty Netflix TV shows.
Yeah. So, we'll catch you in, like,
next
10
week
seconds.
For a thing about a thing.
Part 2, let's go.
How to Train Your Dragon.
That's exactly what we watched, and they should have called it that because that would have been dumb.
Shrek 4 Ever After.
Yeah.
What did we think going into the part 2?
I've heard nothing but good things about this entire trilogy so far, including the one that's yet to come out. I've heard from the early reviews it's very nice. So
me as well.
I was I'm not gonna say I was like dreading it. I was actually kind of looking forward to watching.
Well, yeah,
this
the first one was good, so
yeah,
why not?
Yeah.
And when going out, what are we feeling?
It was not as good as the first one.
Not as good as the first one, but that doesn't mean it was a bad movie.
No, not at all.
It was pretty good. I'm still very excited to see the third one.
I'm gonna play the contrarian here. I think it was better than the first one. I think it was more
really
better written and better entertaining. The only thing that I don't like is
the twist.
Okay, we're gonna spoil it immediately. The Star Wars twist that his mom is alive and his mom's out there.
I mean,
I don't like
one
that.
that's not Star Wars.
Yeah,
2.
It's just the dad instead of the mom.
Fair enough. 2. This movie came out 5 years ago.
That doesn't make it okay. But the point is...
Spoilers are totally okay.
Oh, yeah, fair point. Fair on that
spoiler.
point, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like big tropes in movies unless you do it in, like, a super creative way that I'm not going to immediately figure it out.
We were watching this movie, and he made one offhanded comment about his
not
mother,
knowing
and
his
all
mom.
three of us went, well, his mom's alive, and she's
Yep.
going to be in this movie.
Because he didn't say anything in the last one.
Never mentioned her once.
Not one bit. And here is, just went for opening line. Oh, speaking of opening lines, this is Burke.
Dash is Deborah.
The opening and ending of both movies is just a monologue about Burke. And it's all stuff that we already know. We already know Burke. We don't need to hear more about Burke.
Yeah, if they did this in the first movie, it's a little bit more acceptable because we weren't introduced to the series before. But this is the second movie. I know all about Burke.
At the end of the movie, they're like, we've seen 4 hours of Burke.
It's too much. Too much Burke.
Still, those are just so minor nitpicks. Overall, I think these movies are great.
I do.
Yeah, the animation's a lot cleaner in this one.
They acknowledged the fact that these characters are older in really subtle ways. You know, like, a lot of animated movies don't really change how the characters look in between, probably to save money on animation.
Yeah.
In this movie, they redesigned a couple of the characters to show, no, it's been 5 years. They're going to look a little bit different, you know?
Yeah, they all have terrible stubble.
Which is great.
We're going to talk about negatives first. T.J. Miller's character.
Sucks.
The fat guy character.
Sucks.
The other guy.
Sucks.
The sister character.
Sucks.
All of the side kids
All the side
suck.
supporting kids suck. They are not funny.
They're the worst.
They're the definition of, these are the parts that'll just pander to kids. So cut to them every so often so the kids go, ha-ha.
Yeah,
and that's it.
They literally have served...
They had nothing...
In every single in both movies, they have served no purpose.
They have no character arcs. They have nothing interesting happening.
He's like, oh, come on, guys. We gotta all go ride our dragons and save the day. And then he saves the day.
You could literally do this movie without them. Both of the movies without those characters.
And they'd be better movies because
they'd be better, A. And B, nothing would change.
No,
they're just there for the kids.
There's no plot.
Well, actually, something definitely would change. Do you remember when Astrid and all the kids got caught?
Well, it could just be Astrid.
It could just be Astrid.
They just, write one
or
line
just
differently.
one. Honestly, it's not that they're completely useless. You could just condense them all down to one kid.
Yeah.
And just make it a trio. Just Astrid, Hiccup, and the third kid.
They really feel like producers reading the script going, you know what, we need more dumb characters so the kids can go, ha, and that's it. I feel like that's really what it is.
And especially, again, the kind of trope in little kids' media is 3 characters. Mm-hmm. So I think if you had just taken, 4 or 5 extra kids, just boil them down into one third kid, would have been
Make
fine.
it his childhood friend.
Yeah, make it the one kid who doesn't freaking hate him.
Make it a shitty bully character. I don't fucking care.
It could just be that bully character.
And then if you have one character instead of 5 or 6 forgettable ones, you could develop him more because he's on screen more than just one little offhanded.
Yeah, it could be that cocky douchebag kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He could be the third kid. Perfect trifecta.
We're not here to rewrite the entire series or anything stupid because that'd be crazy.
I mean, it came out 5 years ago, so there's not really much left for us to say. So, out of 10.
I don't remember what I gave the last one.
You gave it an 8.
So this one's definitely a 7.
Okay. This one, I'm also going to give it an 8.
I'm giving it an 8 as well.
Yeah.
I gave the last one a 9.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta say it's on par with.
I think it's 1 point lower.
That's fair. I also think it's 1 point lower, but the difference is
you thought the better one. You thought the first one was really, really good.
I think they're both great.
Yeah, no, they're both pretty good.
One's a little bit better.
Yeah. I think they're both great, and I think this one's a little bit better than the last one actually. And but as far as neither of them are 7s to me, neither of them are 9s to me, so they're just both 8s because they're both decent movies that I don't feel personally get into the great territory.
No, I agree. I think the first one was pretty close, but
I'd say this is the kind of animation I would want kids to watch today. A
lot
of animated movies today are kind of crap.
I'm not going to point any fingers, Illumination Studios, but
this is the kind of stuff that I'd want my kid.
I agree.
If I had a kid, this is what I'd want to watch. If they'd be like, I want to watch Despicable Me 3, I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
3?
You're going to watch
more like 7 when you have kids.
Dude, Gru meets his twin brother Drew.
Yeah.
Sounds like I was high when writing that.
Shut the fuck up. You're going to go see How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World because I want to enjoy this too.
You guys ready for How to Train Your World: The Hidden Dragon?
Yes.
Gerard Butler's not going to be in it.
He totally is. He's on the cast list.
Probably flashbacks. Or Force Ghost type memories Hiccup, I showed up to...
Son.
If Gerard Butler shows up as a Force Ghost, the movie's going to be a 1.
So we'll catch you guys after How to 3.
What movie did we see today, guys?
We saw How to Train Your Dragon Ragnarok.
Yeah, we did. The 3rd one in the series.
Yes.
It concludes the How to Train Your Dragon Averse trilogy.
So we have to
just the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy.
We have to skate around the edges
Extended cinematic
of the
universe.
entire film.
This is a special preview.
And we can't spoil anything.
It's 3 weeks early.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
And to do prep for this, we watched 1 and 2 over the course of the week. So, let's just get into it. What do we feel we have more to talk about, positives or negatives?
Positives, so let's talk about negatives.
Let's talk about negatives.
God, Jay Baruchel's voice is annoying.
That's just a personal thing for you, though, dude.
The problems I have with this movie are the exact same and pretty much only problems I have with the other movies as well, which is that Jay Baruchel's voice sounds like Ray Morano. Ray Morano. It should be Romano, but I said Morano.
And the
It sounds
background
like-
characters
Rick
serve no
Moranis.
purpose.
And the background characters serve zero purpose other than like making little kids laugh.
I also didn't like the whole Thor Ragnarok thing. that
it
I
was
mentioned.
definitely, it was very Thor Ragnarok-esque in
Yeah.
certain parts.
How
Down
so?
to, like, dialogue.
How so?
Burke's not a place, it's a people.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just move the entire civilization. And then like one guy yells, "Yeah, I'm with him," and the whole village goes,
That was TJ
"Yeah,
Miller's
you know
character,
what?
who's not TJ.
You know what? Yeah, this is a great idea. Let's all go at the same time." There's like hundreds of them.
Yeah,
Or
I
then
have-
at the end, oh, I can't spoil.
Yeah, we
why.
I
can't
have
say any
the
of that.
I have the exact same problem with this movie that I have with the second movie, which is, yeah, it's almost 2 hours long, but I don't feel like a lot happens.
Yeah, when the dragons aren't in the movie, they fight the most incompetent people alive.
Oh yeah, I feel like the fights in this movie were a step down from the fights in the last movie.
The non-dragon ones, yeah. Oh my god.
Non-dragon fights, especially, like, but even the non-dragon fights in the last movie were at least a little entertaining.
Yeah, no.
This
it's definitely
movie's
some-
got like a lot of non-dragon fights, which is fine. But, like,
But they only fight dumb people.
they only fight the most.
It's supposed to be like the best dragon
Incompetent
trappers in the whole
fucking
world,
people.
and they can't beat T.J. Miller and his sister.
I really enjoyed how Jay Baruchel is this like Batman, basically, where he has like every gadget and he's invented them.
At
all.
one point, the movie's like, "Without Toothless, I'm nothing." Was Hiccup, and Ian goes, "He is nothing though," and I'm like, "He's actually
He's actually
super
really smart, but like he's a big pussy.
That's his big downfall. is
it
that he's
really
a
bothered
loser.
me. Can I spoil something?
No,
No.
that's
I wanna
the thing. I can,
Rant about the beard.
ready? I'm gonna talk about
Yeah,
the thing that I
you
wanted
fuck
to talk
that.
about. So you know how the village, as soon as one guy agrees, the entire village of probably hundreds of people also agree.
Yeah,
Yep.
T.J. Miller's character.
So at the end, I can't say what happens, but basically Jay Baruchel does a thing, and then the whole village goes, "Yeah, let's also follow suit and also do this thing." And then the village is all changed after that, and it's like, not every single
It's
person
pretty
would agree.
hive-mindy.
If I were in that
Oh, yeah.
village, I don't care what everyone else did. I'm not doing that thing. You know, I'm not gonna conform because I really want that thing. I really can't talk about it. That's all. I'm
Yeah,
saying
no,
about
I
it.
get what you're saying.
I just don't know how they did anything because all of them are so fucking incompetent.
Which is played for laughs, which is fine, but like
It's very
at this
unrealistic.
point, only Astrid and
Jay.
Hiccup have grown as characters,
Yeah,
which really sucks because they try to push this movie as an ensemble, but like
but it's two people.
it's 2.5 people because the mom kind of does stuff.
Gerard
Well-
Butler.
Gerard Butler did stuff, and now the mom does stuff. So it's
what
like
really
2.5.
sells it is Jay Baruchel and his dragon Toothless. For
Oh,
all
yeah.
three, and they are just the best duo on screen. As far
Yeah,
as that
yeah, and
goes.
like I buy that like they work together well, and I buy that Jay Baruchel's character is this genius. And one of the things I was thinking about at the end of the scene, I'm like, Jay Baruchel's character lost a foot in the first movie. Like, I'm glad that meant something, like, to the whole trilogy of like there will be loss and sacrifice in these
Yeah,
movies. Like, there
exactly.
are stakes.
he has to live with a peg leg.
He has to live with a peg leg, which is played for laughs at one point, which also gives the movie one of its best jokes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta lose the limp. I have a prosthetic leg.
But at the same time, there's consequence in that part, but there's no consequence in half of the other parts. Like when they're fighting everybody, no one dies. They just bonk them on the head, and it's funny, and it's a kids movie. But like,
This one feels more kid friendly than the other two.
yeah, they burn down a bunch of ships and they just jump off and all this. Like no one
Like, what
dies
happened
out
to
of
all
this
the-
whole
what happened to
dragon.
all the pirates?
Yeah, no one dies out of all of these big, large fights. Do you remember in the last movie when Burke got icicle crashed? Like,
Or like
really?
Well, I also really enjoyed. Oh, I guess I can only talk about positives. I already took up my negatives out of the way.
yeah, I'm out of negatives.
All right, I'm gonna jump right into positives. Every scene involving Toothless and the new Light Fury in the trailers is awesome.
Yep.
I loved when they went to the Hidden World, which I'm not gonna tell any more about, but it's called Hidden World. You know, there's gonna be a hidden world in it.
It's in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's in
So
the title.
I love when they go to the Hidden World. I love everything around that area. I love the animation style, especially when we show up there and what happens.
Yeah, the
with
animation
dragons.
sounds
The animation in
amazing.
this
Yep.
movie is beautiful.
Oh, it's
100%.
gorgeous.
Aside from some of the people,
I
they
actually-
look butt fucking ugly.
Honestly,
They look like they're still from Ice Age.
I really enjoy the flying scenes when they're going
Yeah.
back and forth.
Yes.
It's all visually done. Like there'll be like 5 or 10 minute sequences where they're just flying with no dialogue, and it's like, wow, I really feel like I'm there, like transported.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice.
So on that level, there are some really talented filmmakers, and they're just again putting up with producers saying, make this funny, make these characters in it, and have them say dumb shit.
It's a kids movie.
Yeah, like-
I kind of tolerate that, and that's why these movies are 8s and not 9s, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like that's why they go down an entire peg, but the rest of the movie so much compensates. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
these movies are competent at the end of the day. The
Oh,
How
yeah.
to Train Your Dragon trilogy, I think, might be one of the, I'm not gonna say best, But one of the better trilogies out there for kids, especially animated.
I agree
Well, I mean,
completely.
Toy Story's number one.
That's what I'm saying. Like
But
Toy Story's
it's gonna
up
be
there.
a fourology soon, so.
Toy Story's up there. Hopefully they make a sequel to Incredibles 2.
That'd be great.
Because then I'd say Incredibles 2 would be up there. But How to Train Your Dragon, yeah, I'd say it's definitely up there. Like
Yeah, it's up there.
this is the kind of these are the kind of movies I want to take my kids to. if I
Going
have
off
kids.
of that point on how we're praising the animation right now, there is, I want to say, like a 10 or 15 minute end to this movie, which kind of ends the trilogy. I can't say anything about it because it is dead on 100% spoiler. But oh my god, if you're at least just a marginal fan of this series, of any of the three of them, you will love this ending bit. It
Yeah.
just perfectly wraps
beautiful.
up the trilogy. All at the same time leaving it open, but I just feel like it's a nice little send-off. It's
Yeah,
just
I
so
hope they
nice.
don't try to milk it for all it's worth.
I really hope there isn't another How to Train Your Dragon movie. These three are perfect.
I thought so after Toy Story 3, and well...
Yeah, Toy Story 3 was a great conclusion, and then they're
Yeah,
like, let's do
but
a fourth one.
I was about to say it's not Pixar, but it's DreamWorks, and we're getting Shrek 5 pretty soon. I think this was a great ending. My final thoughts are probably just the animation is beautiful. The films feel very consistent. They keep tones and themes throughout.
It
Yeah,
never
that's-
just devolves into something stupid.
It
That's what I
never
liked
falls.
about it.
It never collapses in on itself.
The villains are simple and effective.
You don't need complex villains to make a compelling story.
Yeah, a lot of them are just they're bad guys. But it's a kids movie. I have to forgive it a little bit more for that.
I think that if you remove awkward, forced side character humor, these movies become almost as good as
yeah.
Toy Story, basically, as
Yeah.
far as animation and best trilogy.
I
and everything
personally
else.
argue you could boil down the side characters into just one and make it just a trio of
Yes.
heroes with Astrid, Hiccup,
100%.
and whoever the other one would be.
I feel like they're just trying to sell more toys.
It's an ensemble cast, Deborah.
Bottom line, if you're a family, go see it. But if you also really like animated movies and you're not a family, just a regular guy, go see it. You'll also
If
enjoy
you're a
it.
fan of Ray Romano, go see it.
Some
If you're a
come
fan of
see
Ray
my
Romano,
movie.
He sounds a little bit like Ray Romano, so if you can go see it and then just feel like you're watching Ray Romano. So that's all I have to say about it. Oh, I had a benefit. It didn't end with him saying, this
This
is
is
It's
bad."
how
Bart.
you I was waiting for him to turn to people he's with at the end and go, and this is how you train your dragon.
It didn't say, this is bad.
This is Bart.
This is Bark.
That was the worst. Oh my god, I hate narration.
You
I'm
guys-
so glad.
Aquaman did that, and I didn't like that.
No. But the thing is, in the Dragon series, at the beginning and end of every movie it happens, and at the end of the third one, spoiler, sorry, he doesn't say, this is Burke, and I'm so fucking happy.
I really
They
thought he
went
was going to
different
turn.
direction.
I really thought he was going to turn to the people he's with and say, "This is how you train your dragon."
And I finally
Yeah.
figured out how to train my dragon. After
The
he's
hidden
been-
world.
After he's been trained for years at this point.
Yeah.
But-
All right, out of 10.
You know, I gave the first one an 8, the second one an 8. This one I'm going to have to give the 8.
First one I gave a 9. This one, or second one I gave an 8. This one I'm gonna have to give it another 8.
878. This
Respect.
is just as good as the first one, if not better, because it ends really, really good.